Here we have 2012 Ford Raptor starter. I was getting some really weird, and the starter not engaging, starter not moving, and I noticed that this terminal was loose down there, and I noticed that if I could rattle it around, I could get the starter to start. Sure enough, look at this, the solder connection on the S terminal broken and loose. Here's the Ford reman starter that I picked up today. Notice that it has that solder joint on that one, and I also noticed when I was under there, when I could get it to start, that I was getting some sparking coming on there as soon as it would actually crank over. So probably what the issue is. We're going to get back together and see if that actually indeed fixed the problem. Heck of a lot of work. These things are a pain in the ass to get two of those bolts out on the F-150 starters. We're back in the 2012 Ford Raptor, and as I suspected, those contacts on that OEM starter, that solder joint connection being broke, 99.9% was the problem. Now we changed the starter out, and that thing was a beast, but it still only took me a little over 2 hours, I guess. That's including brakes. So the two bolts that are such a pain in the ass, they really were a pain in the ass, but I was able to tackle them not that hard. The hardest thing was fatigue. My arm kind of being contorted up in and around the frame and into by the catalytic converter and manifold, holding the socket on there while I turned and ate basically 2 ratchet clicks at a time for the majority of it. But we got it here. We're going to show you the start. It actually sounds quieter too when it's starting, so could not torque the bolts. That's a little bit of a concern for me, considering I was a little afraid that the socket was going to slip off of it, so I really didn't want to crank down on it with just a ratchet, but I got them as tight as I could get, and so far so good. As you can see, cranks right up. That's probably the 20th time or so I've cranked it since changed it out. I'm pretty confident with it. It's enough to drive it to work tomorrow. And thank Makilato Ford Tech, one of the YouTubers that specializes in Fords. He had the best video by far on how to replace the starter. So, all right, talk to you later.